LinkedIn has rolled out a bunch of new features. So, in today's episode, I'm going to rank them from who cares to actually, this has my attention. So, what comes in at number 10 in the who cares ranking in this week's episode? For me, LinkedIn has just released their eighth puzzle game, and this one's called Wend. It's kind of like Wordle. So LinkedIn are still doubling down. It must be working for them to get people to come back onto the platform. Maybe you are one of those people that enjoys them. I tried Wend the other day because it popped up. There's a new one. And I thought, you know what? It's been a while. Maybe I should just try this out and stop just bagging games. And honestly, it was so tricky to try and figure out what I should have been doing when I thought it should have been so much simpler. And I'm still going to go back to, I don't get it. Like, why do we need games on LinkedIn? I kind of get it from their side, but the other part of me is like, damn, LinkedIn, can't you just put effort into things that would make a massive difference to the people using the platform? I'm just not sure that's it. That leads me into number 9, which is the expanded in-app mobile post boosting. What does that mean? Bit of a mouthful. All that it means is that now when you're on your mobile device, you can literally scroll and boost your posts. In general, I know that the boost feature is there and it feels good to just be able to pay $10 and get a lot more impressions. But honestly, you're just making a donation to LinkedIn for the most part. You're not able to do great targeting. And if you think that's the solution to everything, honestly, save your money, come and do some training with me. I can teach you a whole bunch of things that you'll be able to use forever instead of just that donation button. And that's literally what it feels like to me. If you do want to boost a personal post, probably thought leader ads are the gold star type of ad that you should go and run. So for me, that just sits down in the, yeah, don't touch that kind of button. So let's go to number 8. Number 8, yeah, this kind of falls into the so what category. And I'm looking at this from a user perspective, not from a LinkedIn perspective. And this is the introduction of verification filters that are on LinkedIn. So say, for instance, you go to the search bar, you're looking for someone, it will pop up who's been verified as a filter so that you can find real people on LinkedIn. I don't think many people are going to use this. I don't think that there's that much of a big deal from a user perspective for us to go, oh, wow, thanks, LinkedIn. I think it makes me angry that there is so many fake accounts out there that you can spot from a mile away that still keep getting through. And that, I guess for me, if they spent more time on that and stamping that out and less time on something like this filter, I would understand it more. I get it from LinkedIn's perspective because then they can go off and tell of all of the people that are running ads on LinkedIn, hey, we've got 100 million verified users. Yeah, out of 1.3 plus billion users, I think we still have a long way to go. So again, they've worked on it. Is it bad? No. Is it helpful? I'm not convinced. Here are the latest updates that I think are worthwhile watching. And number 7 is a little controversial because one part of me has kind of put it here and the other part of me wanted to put it in spot number 10 as the least likely to make a difference. And that is that LinkedIn apparently is working really hard to limit AI slop on the platform. I hesitate with this one. I love the idea. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't want all of that rubbish off the platform, especially all the automated AI comments and things like that? This is what's got me excited. I would love them to do that. On the other side, have you ever tried to use any of the AI suggestions on LinkedIn when you pay for premium, where it will tell you, use this AI to help you rewrite your post? Use AI to help you rewrite your headline or your about section. And if you ever have tried to use those, honestly, that is the worst slop that happens on LinkedIn, full stop. I don't know why it's there. I feel like they just got this feature and just went, yeah, we're using AI. How cool is this? So I am on the fence somewhat. I want to see a future on LinkedIn where we're not drowning in this kind of rubbish. I have very little belief in them that they can figure out the difference between what's a user using AI to help them write something and what is genuinely just AI with no one involved. And then I think, like, do I care if you used AI 100%? As long as you come out with something that is applicable to me, relevant to me, helpful to me, but it was you that did all that work. Because I also know as a user of AI tools, sometimes it takes you 10 times longer to use the tool to come up with what you probably could have done yourself. And I don't know, it's not just me, surely, that goes through this kind of stuff, but this is something that I'm thinking about. And this is why I think it falls into the what to watch. The next thing that I think we should watch is LinkedIn literally just announced this week that they are introducing a LinkedIn creator marketplace. And this is an invite only. I think it's just the US and Canada at the moment, so don't get too excited. But it is going to be a marketplace where brands can go out and easily connect with LinkedIn creators. What I love about the idea of the LinkedIn Creator Marketplace is the fact that you can build a personal brand and build that up and perhaps discover brand partnership opportunities where you can earn money working with brands, collaborating with them to promote something that they want to your audience. I love this. I'm a big fan of this. This is something that I would love to do. This is how I see this working. Right now, it's invite only, and it's often with these types of programs on LinkedIn side, very US centric. From what I've seen as the creator, if you're accepted into this program, you can upload I think it was about 4 pieces of your content and show brands your work. And I kind of like that idea. So maybe it's not great now. Maybe it'll be great in another 12, 18 months, but it signals where LinkedIn sees themselves going, because this isn't the only creator kind of move that they're making in this space. So if you're someone that's interested in this, I think it's kind of cool, but we're going to watch and wait, and I'll report back as I start to see and learn more. So limited for now. I think it will build in the future. Number 5 probably fits into the watch and see kind of category as well. The video feed on LinkedIn is coming back to Australia, the UK, and Canada. If you're listening from the US and wondering, what are you talking about? The video tab on my device or the video feed that I see hasn't disappeared. Actually, the rest of us in the rest of the world, we haven't had it for that 12, 18 months since it was first launched. And I've got some friends here in Australia that have access to it. I don't yet. If you don't have it and you live in those countries, don't worry. They roll it out bit by bit so that if there's something wrong, it doesn't blow up the whole platform. Can you imagine, 500 million people whinging that the video app didn't work? So allegedly, and this one I definitely reserve the right to see, but allegedly you will now watch up to 60% more videos on LinkedIn because the videos you'll see will be far more relevant and targeted to you. Yeah. Do you think that? Do you honestly think that? I mean, are you noticing that with your feed right now with the changes that we had, which I'll talk about a little later, but are you noticing it? The trick that I think you find with video on LinkedIn is if it's anything like the last quarter of 2024, they turned up that dial to make sure people were getting millions of impressions for their short form video. And then they did a lot of advertising and did a huge push on the platform to say that video was going to take over the world and it was all amazing. And then we got into January 2025 and even now, and you post a video and it can be okay. There are some people that are really good at it, but for the most part, the videos just kind of land. Now, this doesn't mean that video is not an important part of the mix, but if you change your strategy to go really hard on video based on LinkedIn's push, just be careful, because I know some people that did it last time and they crashed and burned. And I don't want that for you listeners. So take everything with a grain of salt. Think about it. What is LinkedIn's vested interest behind this? Follow the money. It's always the answer to what's going to be pushed on LinkedIn and what's not. And sometimes we do get that first mover advantage. So let me know. Again, another feature I'd love to hear your opinions on. Do you love LinkedIn video? Until they get some more features that I can create video easily on there, just not sure that it's for me. But yeah, I use a lot of short form clips from my podcast to fill up my company page content and the like. And so from that perspective, I really hope that the effort we put into those gets picked up on this new feed, but let's see. Okay, listeners, now we're getting to the section where I actually think that these features will be useful and you should pay attention to. So number 4, I actually like this feature that came up where consultants could have a link on their profile where people could book like a power hour with you direct from your profile and pay for it through LinkedIn as well. It's all free now, as these things often are. It's like get you in, suck you into it. And then I'm very confident that they'll take a percentage of the fees later on. That's just going to happen. I don't think LinkedIn's doing this for the love of us consultants, but they are testing this feature. So just think, someone can go to your profile after consuming your content. They enjoy it. They can reach out and book a time directly with you and pay for it all in one. What a fabulous user experience that would be. I think that it shows again where LinkedIn's going. And I had a conversation with a LinkedIn engineer recently, and I can't always share what I'm told because it's off the record. But one of the things that was interesting that came up in that conversation is just the huge growth in founders on LinkedIn. Like the number of new founders over the last 12 months was some crazy stat that I'm not going to make up right now, but just think millions and millions. And so this type of feature is directed at those new business owners. And I think LinkedIn sees that as a place that they can support small businesses. And that's kind of what the services tab is on your profile as well. So I can see where they're going with this. I'd like to see other ways that we can use it. I'd like to see the product pages rolled out on our company pages so that we can promote actual products and let people buy directly. That would be amazing. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that this is just the beginning of something much bigger. Number 3 on my list as we get better is self-indulgent and something that's fun, but also is probably 3 or 4 years overdue. And shout out to anyone that likes GIFs and using them and is clever at using them. You can now use them in the comments to reply to other people's posts directly on the desktop. So it's not on mobile just yet. GIFs can be fun. They're a fun way to comment. And it would be remiss of me not to mention my friend Zineb, who was doing this 3 or 4 years ago and created a whole course on the power of using GIFs in comments. This feature, like I said, I wish she was still using LinkedIn now and could see how far we've come because she was the best at it. She always made me laugh, always came up with the perfect GIF. It was just a fun way of interacting because I think this is the sign. Maybe we're allowed to have some fun on LinkedIn. What do you think? Okay, listeners, we're down to number 2. And this one has me really excited because if you follow these changes, you can actually get insights into what's working on LinkedIn, what they're focusing on, and start to see in more detail if your content's working, if you're showing up in the right audiences. And this is what they call post-performance insights, codename analytics. That's the easiest way to say this. And one of the insights that's just been released is that you can see on your posts whether you have been discovered by people in your network or outside of your network. And starting to see analytics like this, are you being discovered by people outside of your little bubble because you're an expert on your topic? This is something that is so little, and I'm not an analytics person usually. But if you think about it, LinkedIn has told us that when we're subject matter experts on a topic, they're trying to combine people that want to know and learn and talk about that topic. So think topic communities. And this shows you how far you're reaching outside of your little bubble. So you'll find right now on LinkedIn that you're actually probably having conversations and seeing posts from people that I would say aren't your LinkedIn friends. Part of me really doesn't like this. I miss my LinkedIn friends. Shout out to any of you who I've been connected with probably since 2020 while I've been building my business. I appreciate all of you. I miss all of you, no matter where you are in the world. But the upside to this for me is I'm also discovering some new cool people that are relevant to what I'm doing now. And I'm slowly but surely building up those relationships. It feels a little bit like I've gone back to the beginning, but at least with the analytics like this and being able to see it, I feel like at least we're getting closer to what the goal should be. So for me, 2 thumbs up to LinkedIn on this one. Love getting more in-depth analytics. And if you could do some more over on company pages, that would be even better. Because listeners, you may have noticed in this list, there's not much to report on LinkedIn company pages. I wish there was. And if there are, obviously, I'm going to come back and teach you. Number 1 is a fundamental game changer on LinkedIn. This is the biggest one by far, and I will do my best to try and simplify it. Probably around 6 months ago, thereabouts, I did a whole podcast episode called 360 Brew, which was talking about LinkedIn's new algorithm. Now, this is an update to that episode. LinkedIn have since released something to say that was just something that they were testing. And it was a fun little targeted test, but that is not what it's called anymore internally. So just putting that one out there if you've been following along for a little while. However, what they have is they now have AI tools behind the scenes that are called generative recommenders. And so what that essentially means is as you take actions on LinkedIn, it is learning what you need, what you like, what you avoid, what you engage with, your activities, and it's learning about you so that when you are scrolling on LinkedIn and having a look at your home feed, you will start to see things that are more relevant to you. Now, what the main difference is, once upon a time, the home feed had all its own tech. Your profile had all its own tech. Your company page had its own tech. Now, if you can imagine, everything is part of one big family. Now, how up to date you make each of those things, how clear you are across all of those touch points, what actions you take consistently are signals to this new feed and the new algorithms of what you want to do on LinkedIn. What do you want to be shown? And everything you do matters, whether it's, like I said, your profile, your page, your comments, like every little piece of activity that you do, it's learning. So LinkedIn's now, I think the words like ecosystem is the best way I can describe it. All the little pieces are now part of the one, the whole. And if you just treat everything as like all about posting content and you don't update these other areas, you are not going to get the most benefits out of how cool this new technology is. And it literally learns within minutes and updates within minutes based on your activities. It's crazy. Some days I love it because I've seen more conversations on company pages or getting employees active on the platform or the battle between profile and pages, which I love. On the flip side, I also see so many more competitor posts, which I'm like, yeah, I don't really need to see those ones. It's not appropriate for me to go and engage. And that's not to say I don't engage with everyone, but most of the time with what I would add would be uncool, is what I would say. So this is where, when I'm talking about company page led growth and employee advocacy coming together, now more than ever, this is super important. Like that power of two, where the brand's the anchor, your people create trust and expand that conversation, and vice versa, to really send strong signals out to these algorithms. So this is the update that I would pay most attention to. It is the one that those of you who have like a tight LinkedIn strategy, you are going to win, right? The more you can narrow in and be laser focused on where you're trying to get to, As I say in my growth masterclass, what's the game plan? When you have a game plan and you execute that with the right tactics on the platform, this is where you're going to win on LinkedIn right now. And this one I am definitely excited about. Here's the thing, listeners, as we wrap up the 10 features that I've spoken about, the 10 new LinkedIn features of 2026, some of them are useful. Some are going to be overhyped based on what LinkedIn's trying to achieve, and some will disappear before we even get them. Shout out to you, pinned comments. Can they come back, please, LinkedIn fairies? But your job, listeners, is to figure out what will work best for your brand, your business, and you based on your goals, your resources, and where you're trying to get to. So don't let the LinkedIn release of new features, the shining light syndrome, drag you off course because you think you should do things. Just like if video is amazing and they're hyping that up and you don't want to do video, the world will not end if you don't do it. Embracing new features is not a LinkedIn strategy. If you don't have a LinkedIn strategy and you're struggling on LinkedIn right now, reach out to me and let's talk about what it might look like for one of my audit and strategy sessions, because it's now more than ever, to all those marketing teams out there, now more than ever is the time to go back and have somebody else come in and take a look with a fresh set of eyes that's not too close to what you do, to spot the opportunities. So if I can help, please reach out. And yeah, I'm excited in general that there's actually some new things coming through. I'm excited in general about where creator marketplace might come for both the brand side and myself as a creator. But yeah, I'm curious to know, what do you think's hot? What do you think isn't? Let me know. Cheers.